Здравствуйте, дорогие коллеги. Я сегодня буду рассказывать о том, как организовывается мобильности и свой личный опыт. И я буду эту презентацию на английском языке презентировать, поэтому я сейчас переключу. When I was asked on the topic of this conference, or when I asked Alec about the topic of the conference, he told me that it's about how to bring foreign students to a Russian university, and which kind of problems could maybe occur, and that led me remember my own experiences when I had been for the first time on a Russian university. This was 20 years ago, and this was just like, you come to there, and the first day was horrible. You had to get your Propusk and all this stuff and papers and keys and everything. This was very horrible. And I just remember that some of my colleagues who had been with me failed on the first day even, and were so frustrated so that the whole stay wasn't really their way. So what could we do to make a stay or a mobility comfortable? Could you please go back? Okay. So first, I wanted to start with the normal things. Why to go on a study mobility? It's because of the quick learning experience, cultural experience, networking, getting your teeth thinking. I think everyone knows this, but I wanted to admit this in the first slide. What is necessary for a good preparation? What is going without me? Of course, we say language is the key when you study abroad. Yes, that is true, but in my experience, you learn a lot more during your stay when you talk to people than when you go to a language course. So this is maybe the first day's hard and the first week's hard, but you will make it. Language is one thing. The other thing is that there are some other keys to make a stay successful. What is important is, of course, the cultural understanding. By culture, I not only mean about learning about literature and other cultural things of the country, but it's a cross-cultural understanding, and this should be an important step to prepare students when you come along, when they come to another university or when they go abroad. So the cultural thing is really much really important. Second thing, why does my presentation slides are going without me? You should have a good mentoring. That means the university where you go should provide you with a mentor who gives you the first day's special help when you need, and because you're simply alone, you're simply alone. You don't have any idea what to do, even when you have a list what to do, and there's always the language gap. So there is this is really highly needed. So what I'm basically talking about is when you a mobility project or a mobility when someone goes abroad. This is a project which is not only which is not only depending where the success is not only depending on the person who is going abroad, but it is important that the sending and the host organizations work tightly together, and this is one main thing, or when we say, okay, a mobility even for 2 weeks is crucial, that you have a strict plan, that you have a understanding what the needs of the person is, or what the needs of the host organization is, or of the sending organization. So the problem here is that is often when you go abroad, there is an Erasmus officer or an Erasmus office, but they don't. But this is not really. This is just for the first help. This is the basic infrastructure you should have. When we talk about infrastructure, infrastructure does not only mean, okay, we have an office there, we have an office here, and someone will care about it. The thing is that that both organizations, the sending and host organization, have to sign contracts, have to regulate everything that could happen during this mobility, and set up a plan in which cases what kind of help could be organized. So basically, we are talking here about a quality management, which assures that the learning plan of the person who does the mobility it will be fulfilled. So I want to go back a little bit on the infrastructure, if the slide let me. What do the partners have to talk about? It is of course sorry. It is the clear competences. Sorry. I hope you can see. I will give you on slide. The partners have to clear the competences, and they have to assure the quality of the mobility in all phases of the project in preparation, when you're doing the mobility and the follow-up. The partners have to manage the quality and do the practical arrangements, how to give support in the mobilities. This is some kind of, I wrote there, matchmaking. Matchmaking is maybe not so necessary at the university, on a university levels, but when you're going more or on student mobilities, but more if you're going on scientific mobilities or on professional education. Yeah, and of course to provide linguistic and intercultural support, and of course the monitoring. Very important is to assure that the cooperation is working. That not only sitting some people there and writing emails, but there's that before the mobility, that there's a close contact between both organizations. That everything is well organized. Someone is meeting the people. Someone is providing the support, and so on and so on. And of course, what is necessary is the recognition of what the person who does the mobility, why he's coming to the university. So recognition of certificates, recognition of learning content, if it's formal, non-formal. This is some kind of thing which has to be written in a contract before, and which has to be assured, so that the learning mobility is not only for I was living in a country, but that really is recognized what I'm doing in the foreign country. Yeah, and of course, one very important thing is the follow-up. It's not only because of quality management. It's not only because we learn on our mistakes. The follow-up is important also for the dissemination of the results. So everyone, so not only the guy who does the mobility and the university knows what they did, but that everyone knows that the public will also learn about why do we do a mobility project, or why does someone goes abroad. And this is in my opinion very important, because we need to, or we have to do a certain transparency on things we are doing with public funds. So on a conclusion again, I want to admit again that the mobilities are not only, or the success of the mobilities do not only depend on the participants, but on the interinstitutional work of the sending and host organizations. So the arrangements that are set. Every organization, also the sending organization, needs an extra infrastructure to choose, to prepare, to prepare the student who goes on mobility, and to assure all the standards which are negotiated with the host organization. And of course, important, and we heard this in the last in the presentation before, monitoring is very important, so that you have a structure in your mobility projects, that you can validate what has been learned, to validate the outcomes, and to do dissemination of the activities which has been done during the time of the mobility. And I think this will be these are the key factors for when you want to have a good mobility project. Thank you.
Томас. И, уважаемые коллеги, возможно, у вас будут какие-то вопросы, Томас с удовольствием на них ответит. Спасибо, ждем ваших вопросов в чате. Особенно приглашаю задать вопрос Байковскую Наталью, которая сейчас, как я вижу, с нами и помогает нам делать перевод на русский. Возможно, с позиции международного отдела ФГППУ выступление Томаса вас.
I mean, not yeah, the thing is, when I understand it, not only not every organization has to put up the criteria. Both organizations, so the host and the send, has to talk about or has to negotiate about the criteria, what has to be done. This is the thing. This is mobility can only work if the learning plan has been agreed by the sending and by the host organization. This is the crucial thing. I just wanted to admit this again.
Some strange question.
Okay.
Can I speak Russian? For question, yes? Окей.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Чтобы всем было понятно. Вот как вам кажется, по вашему мнению, какие вы видите основные отличия между российскими студентами и студентами из Германии? Вот в чем основные отличия, в чем основные особенности?
Это, честно, трудно сказать. Но если я смотрю на культуру образования, на культуру, как студенты учатся, в России, я могу сказать, там больше преподается больше знания, то есть там акцент на то, что ты знаешь определенные там, не знаю, сейчас зависит от конечно, предмет, который преподается, но что в России, в принципе, учится больше методики, дидактики и все так далее. Да? В Германии, или, да, я сейчас могу только рассказывать про Германию, в Германии там больше в свободном режиме учится, то есть там главное, что ты понимаешь процесс, что ты понимаешь, что вот в своем предмете, что в своем пространстве происходит, да? Какие новые там новые papers или какие новые статьи опубликованы. В России, мне кажется, больше акцентирует знание того, знание о чем что-то, то, что есть. То есть методика очень важна в России, на мой взгляд. Let me better tell us better explain this in English. For me, it seems that in Russia the students learn more on the books. They have to read and learn more about the didactics and methods which they will use. So they have a really in-depth knowledge about different, let me say, facts, or it's more a fact-based learning what you have in Russia, while you have in Germany a much more wider access to scientific learning. That means you are not learning into deep what means this and that, what means the what means in a certain model something, but you learn more using a model. So this is more model-based learning, I would say.
There is a question from in chat.
Yeah, I see. What are the most prospective fields of mobility programs between Russia and EU universities? Good question. You have to ask the European Commission. To be honest. Prospective fields. I mean, what I say from my experience, it's maybe engineering. It's engineering techniques and technical issues. Not basically programming or IT, but engineering is, I think, the most interesting point at the moment. To be honest, could you formulate a current trend from your point? To be honest, I really can't say, because you have in every field you have a certain topic which is interesting. I mean, let's take big data. Yeah, big data is the new fashionable thing. But big data can be used not only in programming, for example, on taking customers' accounts or something. Big data will be used in weather forecasts. Big data will be used even in linguistics, if someone knows about it. So big data is a field. Every point, even linguistics, even weather forecasts, economics, everything has its point, which is interesting. And so to generalize this is a little bit difficult. What academic level? What academic level? Yeah, there is of course the trend for postdoc programs. Of course, that's the Bologna process. Not the typical, as we know in Germany, that you write your doctor thesis, but to go more on PhD or PhD programs where you have a more or less structured course and a thesis in the end. So this is the kind of level which is interesting. Yeah.